That question haunted me the day my plastic crown broke. I used to think all I needed was attention, the right photo, the right filter, the right look, and the world would finally see me. They'd call me Queen Amara, and I'd finally feel like I mattered. But I was wrong. So wrong. My name is Amara, and this story begins in the small apartment I share with my cousin, tucked behind a noisy street in Lagos. Our ceiling fan hums like a tired mosquito. Outside, hawkers shout, buses honk, and life moves too fast for anyone to notice a girl like me. I wasn't born poor, but after my father died, everything fell apart. Mom sold food by the roadside. I tried to help, but school and side hustles kept me busy. I told myself I'd make it somehow, even if it meant pretending.
That's how the plastic crown came in. It was a cheap tiara I bought from a market woman in Yaba. Shiny, gold-colored plastic, fake diamonds glued unevenly. She said, "Na for big girls like you, when you wear 'em, everybody go know say you be queen." I laughed, paid her 500 naira, and walked home feeling like royalty. That night, I put on makeup, wore the crown, stood by the window where the streetlight hit my face just right, and took a picture. I posted it on Instagram with the caption,
Every woman deserves her crown. #SoftLifeQueen. By morning, the picture had 200 likes. By evening, it had 1,200. People commented things like, Queen Amara, where you buy this crown? You're giving a royal energy. And just like that, I was seen. I started posting every day. Fake smiles, borrowed clothes, background filters that made my tiny apartment look like a luxury suite. People believed it. Brands started sending DMs. We love your vibe. Can you tag us in your next post? I didn't even own half the things I wore. I borrowed wigs, begged for makeup samples, and sometimes returned clothes before the owners noticed. Still, the world was cheering, and I was performing. But the applause doesn't feed you. The truth is, my kitchen was empty more often than full. There were days I stared at my reflection, whispering, "Is this really me?" One afternoon, I got a message from Z, a big influencer I admired. She had 500,000 followers, brand deals, and a perfect smile. She said she'd seen my page and loved my energy. Then she invited me to an elite influencer event at a rooftop hotel. My heart nearly burst. Finally, the big break. I'd been waiting for this moment my whole life. But excitement turned into panic quickly. I had nothing to wear. No gown, no heels, no jewelry, nothing that matched the women I'd seen online. So I did what I always did. I pretended. I spent my last 5,000 naira at the thrift market. A secondhand gown, shiny but tight. Fake lashes that itched. And yes, the same plastic crown, now polished and sprayed with perfume to hide the smell of cheap glue. When I looked in the mirror that night, I told myself, this is your moment. Don't let them see the truth. The next day, I arrived at the rooftop just as the sun began to fall behind the buildings. Everything sparkled, the city lights, the glass tables, even the people. Everyone looked rich, confident, untouchable. Phones flashed, cameras rolled, a DJ played soft amapiano beats in the background. Z hugged me like we were old friends and whispered, "Girl, you look amazing. That crown? You're giving royalty." I smiled, pretending not to notice that hers was real, silver and heavy, probably worth more than my rent for 6 months. We laughed, posed for photos, toasted to success.
For a moment, I believed the lie again. I believed I belonged there. Then it happened. I was walking toward the photo booth when someone, a tall guy in a white suit, bumped into me. His drink spilled down my arm. I gasped, trying to catch my balance, but my heel twisted. The crown slipped off my head. Time slowed. The plastic crown hit the marble floor. Crack! It split into two. A hush fell around me. Then laughter. Low at first, then louder. Someone said, "Abeg, she not plastic crown be that." Another laughed, "Queen Amara don't follow." Cameras flashed. Phones recorded. I saw my reflection on someone's screen. A girl with fake jewelry, smudged makeup, and a broken crown. My throat tightened. Tears burned behind my eyes. I turned and ran. I locked myself inside the restroom and stared into the mirror. The girl looking back wasn't the Queen Amara the world adored. She was just Amara. Tired, small, scared. Mascara streaked down her cheeks, foundation melting under sweat. I didn't even recognize her anymore. I touched the broken crown in my hand. The plastic pieces cut slightly into my palm. It felt like punishment, like the truth slicing through the lie I'd built around myself. I whispered, "Why am I like this? Why do I keep pretending?" My voice echoed softly against the tiled walls.
Outside, I could still hear laughter, the sound of my own humiliation echoing through the party. I slid down the wall and cried until my eyes hurt. After a while, I pulled myself together and wiped my face. I couldn't let them see me like that. I walked out quietly, head down, trying to disappear. By the time I got home, my phone was already buzzing. Notifications exploded. Memes, DMs, reposts. Someone had uploaded the video of me dropping the crown. Caption: "When your royalty comes from Balogun Market, Queen."
Thousands of likes, hundreds of laughing emojis. Even people I knew joined in the joke. I wanted to delete my page. I wanted to disappear. Instead, I sat in the dark, scrolling through the comments, each one cutting deeper than the last. My chest hurt. My pride was gone. My dream? Shattered, just like that crown. I curled up on my bed and whispered to myself, maybe I was never meant to shine. Then, just before midnight, my phone buzzed again. One new message on Instagram. No username I recognized. Just a black profile picture and the name Real Faces Africa. The message read, "You don't need a crown to shine. Let's talk." I stared at it for a long time. My heart pounded. Who were they? How did they know what I'd just gone through? A second message followed. "I see something real in you, Amara. Don't hide it." I looked down at the broken crown lying beside my pillow, the fake gold dull under the room's dim light. For the first time, I didn't feel like picking it up. I didn't reply to the message, not yet, because for the first time, I wasn't sure if I still wanted to be a queen. End of Chapter 1. Suspense hook for Chapter 2. Who was Real Faces Africa? What do they want with Amara? And will she ever dare to show her real face to the world again?